Hey you guys, Joanna Weaver here. So glad to have you join me. One of the big things that I just wanted to share with you today was that we are launching a great big adventure over at my Facebook pages. Well, actually here at my Facebook pages, but also in my community group called The Living Room. We're opening membership for women who would like to be part of a Having a Mary Heart in a Martha World launch team. Yeah, we're going to do a launch. Kind of like what we did for Lazarus Awakening last summer when the DVD came out. We did a big launch, had about 200 women join me. It was so much fun and just a great delight. Now, this is not a new product. I mean, Having a Mary Heart in a Martha World, the book has been out for quite a long time now, and the DVD study has been out for a couple of years. But I had overlapping deadlines, and so when the DVD study came out, it was like I didn't have any time to really do any promotion. It was on to Having a Mary Spirit, and then on to Lazarus Awakening, and to be honest, I thought, Lord, should I do a launch? Does it need a launch team? Does it need a refresh campaign to just kind of bring people's attention to this book? And maybe I'll just have my sweet Joanna, Kennedy Spicer from Sweet to the Soul Ministries. Maybe I'll have her make some graphics and we'll throw them up and well not, well, that sounded bad, not throw them up. We might post them and we might do some excerpts and stuff, but maybe we'll just keep it low-keyed. And I just felt the Lord say, no, Joanna, I want you to give this book the weight it deserves, because, you know, it's not about my book and it's not about my message. It's about this incredible message that God longs for a friendship with us. And so that's what we're doing. We're calling it a launch team, but it's really kind of a refresh campaign. And so I would love to have you guys be a part. And we're really looking for women who are willing to share on social media. Maybe you're part of a ministry or online group, or you love Facebook, or you're like the Pinterest queen or the Instagram, I need to find a word for that, diva, I don't know, but you love social media and you'd be willing to share. Well, we need you. We want you to be part of this campaign. And so you can go to that page and you can fill out the registration form and then request an invite, and we will add you. You'll get some instructions on introducing yourself, and the fun is just about to begin. Next week we're going to be posting our first graphics, getting some things going on. We're going to have all sorts of really special things that are only going to happen in the living room, and we'd love to have you be there. So why do we need to do this? Why is God saying, no, I want you to shine a spotlight on this book? Well, in this week's post at joannaweaverbooks.com, I share the backstory about how Having a Mary Heart in a Martha World came to be. I was just a 36, 37-year-old pastor's wife. I had 2 kids. My life was crazy busy. But God had just really captured my heart with this story of Mary and Martha. And so I began to really dig in it, thinking I'd write a biblical novel. And you can read all about that at the blog. But God showed me a way bigger message than just a novel, just a great story. It was something that He wanted to do in each woman's heart. And so, Having a Mary Heart, the book, eventually came to be. And you can read about the struggle that was, because I am the world's most reluctant writer. And I think I'm the slowest. And I've had to make peace with that's my journey, and that's okay. But I'm really honored that God has allowed me to write this book, because you know what? I never get tired of this message, that the living room intimacy that our hearts long for, that Mary enjoyed as she sat at Jesus' feet, will never be found in kitchen service busyness. You know, oh yes, we have to do the Martha as women, but we can sit at His feet. We can drink in His wisdom. We can enjoy just His friendship. Because as we do, He fills us so He can spill us to our world. And so it's not either or. It's not a personality type. It's the Mary and the Marthas, all of us invited into relationship with Him. And so that's really what this launch is going to be about, is getting that message to women who perhaps have read the book but have not ever done the DVD study, which is really an exciting aspect of what we're going to be promoting, because you can use it so many ways. I mean, we're coming up with book club discussion questions. We're coming up with DVD gathering questions. We have a 6-week format that we're going to create, as well as the existing study in the back that you can do with the DVDs. But it has also been created to be used with a new study guide that I put together. It's expanded and revised. And so anyway, we're going to be trying to just get the word out. Get the word out to women who've already read the book, maybe even studied the book, but now they can have a fresh experience with the DVDs. So that's going to be one group that we want to get, but we also want to share it with a new generation of young women who are really kind of where I was as a young mom, and feeling so overwhelmed and wanting to worship like Mary. But the Martha inside just kept bossing me around. And how do I have intimacy with God when my life is just out of control? Well, that's really the essence of what this book is all about my journey of just finding a way to connect with the Lord in a deeper way. And so we want to get that to a new audience of women. And as I was thinking about that this afternoon, I was reminded of a story that I just want to share with you. So we serve a church. I suppose I consider it a medium-sized, maybe smallish church. It's only 250 people, but it's a great church, and we love it. And yet, we're in Montana, so we don't necessarily have a lot of cultural diversity or things like that. But we've been blessed in this valley to have several different people from different countries come and live here. And one lady in particular started coming to our church, and she was a brand new Christian. She knew nothing about Jesus. I believe her name was May, and I would try to talk to May, but there was quite a language barrier. And I could tell that she had so many questions, and she really needed to be discipled, but I didn't know anyone who spoke Korean, and how could we connect? I'm going to cry. But then one day, the Lord reminded me that I did have a way to disciple my friend May. And I went down to my basement where I keep some special books, and I pulled off this book from my shelf. It's Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World in Korean. And I was able to take this book to church on Sunday, and I was able to just say, May, this is for you. Because you know what, if I ever wanted to disciple anyone, honestly, a lot of that process is in this book. And I thought how good it was that this pastor's wife in Montana, though God had blessed her and had sent books around the world in different translations, he also cared enough to put one of those translations in her hands to minister to a woman in her church. He's just so good, isn't he? He's so good. And so I guess in a way what I'm asking you to do is consider taking this message to your world, to your realm of influence. And that's what being part of the launch team will be all about. And you may not feel like you can commit to that, but perhaps you'd commit to prayer, that God would just open doors. We've got so many exciting things we have planned. We've got some webinars. One webinar we're kind of at least planning, hoping to do the end of October, is going to be for study leaders, and just talking about how do we do studies, how do we even maybe start a study, or some tips for how to lead studies even better, and going to be bringing in some experts on that, and also sharing my study and the flexibility of it. And then another webinar of just how do we have a merry heart? How do we do that? I was a 28-year-old pastor's wife, and I knew I should have a quiet time, but I didn't know how. And so we're going to do a webinar for that, and then I'm creating an e-course that is just going to be step-by-step. It's just baby steps towards that more meaningful relationship with the Lord. So honestly, my heart and my head is exploding with all of the things that I feel God wants to do, and all of the ideas that my team and I are putting together. And we just would like to invite you to link arms with us and be part of the Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World launch team. Go to www.bit.ly/MH, which stands for Merry Heart Launch Team. Well, thank you for joining me. And you guys, just be praying, okay? Whether you're able to join the launch team or not, I just covet your prayers. Have a wonderful, wonderful Merry Heart Day, okay? God bless you.